Hey guys, it's Jarek there, Dragon from Red Dragon Airsoft. Got another review today. This one is of the CYMA CM.121, or most commonly known as their Desert Eagle AEP. So a lot of people don't even know they make this, but they do make it, but it's really hard to get. That's why we're only selling one of them. It's the only one we're ever going to sell unless our providers start picking these up, so we don't have to import them. Like I said, they're hard to get, so if you buy the gun, this will be the one you'll get. You'll be the only person to have ordered this from RDA, and you'll be getting the one that we use in the videos, so feel special. Now let's move on to the actual review. You can definitely tell this is a Chinese-made gun. Ultra cool styling. Yeah. Overall, the box is more flashy than other Chinese-made guns. But who cares about the box? Let's open it up. I've taken everything out, but just so you can see what it'll be packaged in, so it won't be ruined during shipping. It's overall pretty good, and it's not the styrofoam that goes like everywhere, so no need to worry about that. You can also see you get a short unjamming rod to use with the gun. Moving on, with the rest of the stuff that comes in the box is an instruction manual. There's quite a bit of Chinglish in here, but there's a lot of information you'll need, and lots of big pictures to tell what they actually mean. A 100 round speed loading tool. A trickle charger for 7.2 volt AEP batteries. How you use this, and by the way, it comes in two different pieces, so you just got to plug that in. How you use this is you take the battery it comes with, which is a 7.2 volt 450 milliamp AEP style battery, which actually lasted pretty long. I was kind of surprised. Both these work perfectly fine, by the way. I've tested them. You can see there's an arrow on the bottom of the battery. Simply slide it in to the side, and there you go. It should be charging. There's no red light on it to tell you if it's charging or not, so you just gotta hope that you actually plugged it in. But I had no problems with it. It charged perfectly fine. It takes about 2 hours to fully charge. When the battery starts getting warm, take it off, because it's a trickle charger and it doesn't stop charging when the battery is fully charged, so you could overcharge it and hurt the battery. Also comes with an Allen wrench key, a rail, which when you get the gun, this rail will be on the actual gun. I just took it off for the video because I think it looks better just as a plain Desert Eagle. And as you can also see, it comes with a laser with a mount. This laser is actually pretty decent. I was sort of surprised that the quality wasn't horrible, but it's, you know, it's an actual laser. It's not a fake light laser or anything, so. And last but not least, the gun. Okay, so let's go over the metal and plastic pieces of this gun, since they've changed a little bit since CYMA's Glock 18. First off, CYMA is starting to take after Double Eagle, and I never thought I'd say that, but I just did. CYMA is taking after Double Eagle, and they made the whole top slide completely metal, and it gives this gun a little bit of heft. Other than that, the hammer, the fire selector switch, and the magazine are metal, but the rest of it is really high quality ABS plastic, the whole lower grip. It's also very nicely textured and sort of has that rubberized feeling to the grip. However, there is no trademarks on this gun. You can see it's just a circle there where the trademarks usually would be. There's no trademarks on it, but hey, what do you expect? Overall, the gun feels very comfortable and is pretty nice. How to insert the battery is you simply pull back on the hammer, lift upward, and then push it forward, and the slide comes right off. And as you guys can see, it's a big thing of metal. It's pretty solid. How to insert the battery is, as you can see on this side, there's a little slot right here. You notice there's an arrow on the battery. Make sure the arrow is pointing in towards the gun and slide it into the slot. If it doesn't go in, don't use force. It's probably just blocked by something. Something else you probably notice is that there's a lot of extra space in here, and it probably is going to make for some interesting battery mods if you haven't already seen them around. So there's definitely a lot of space for the battery. And then to put the slide back on, but first, how to take the battery back out is there's a little tab right here. Simply push that tab and it pops out the battery. Let's go ahead and put it back in for the video. Something else to point out, this orange tip is really just kind of glued on the front of it, as you can see, so take it off pretty easy, although I wouldn't advise it. So you simply slide this forward to put the slide back on, pull back on the hammer, and there you go. It's put back together. The safety is over on this side. Simply push the button over here and push down where the usual slide strip would be. This one locks the trigger, so you can't do anything. If you want to start shooting, you just flip it back to the usual spot and you can start shooting. The selector switch is in the back. It is metal. When it's up at the very top position, it's semi-automatic. When it's down, and may I remind you, you have to use a little bit of force to actually put it on fully automatic. So until you hear that click and it goes all the way down, it's not on semi. It's not on full auto. It's still on semi. So remember that. But the rate of fire is pretty nice. It shoots about 800 rounds a minute. Let me show you. So the rate of fire is a little bit higher than other AEPs, which other AEPs normally average around 700. This one averages around 800 rounds a minute. So it's nice to have that little extra rate of fire. The feet per second is around 180 to 200 feet per second, which is standard for an AEP. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The reason being is that the hop-up unit is actually pretty nice, and it gives you a lot of accuracy with this gun. If you don't believe me, go ahead and watch the accuracy test. You're hitting targets at 150 feet away with an AEP. Most pistols shouldn't be able to do that, and a lot of gas pistols really can't come close to doing that either. This one can hit it consistently, so if you want accuracy, AEPs aren't a bad thing to choose. Feet per second really doesn't mean better accuracy. A lot of people don't realize that. Higher feet per second will mean you do get more range, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be getting more range and be able to hit your target. It just means it'll go farther. More inaccurate most of the time, but it'll go farther. How to access the hop-up unit is you take off the slide, and its little wheel right there, push it backward towards you for more hop-up, forward for less. And you can really hear when I do that this slide is full metal. The magazine that comes with the gun is standard to the gun. It will not work with their other magazines. It won't work with the Glock 18 mags, the 030 mags, or their SIG mags. It won't work with anything else. It's specific to the Desert Eagle, so it's a little bit hard to find. But the magazine holds about 28 rounds to 30 rounds, somewhere around there. It holds quite a few. It's really easy to load them up. You just take a speed loader and load it right at the top, and it's perfectly double stacked. You'll also notice on the bottom it has a little lip. That's so it'll be flush with the gun when you insert it. Makes it look a little bit better. It's also a free-falling mag. Make your reloading easier. The sights on this gun are standard Desert Eagle sights. There's nothing too special about them. Just a post in front. The sights in back. They're pretty big, but it's a Desert Eagle. What do you expect? I've heard a lot of people saying that AEPs can only stand, like 3-4 magazines before the battery starts dying. I've actually found that to be very, very false. In between the chrono and the accuracy test, I did not charge the battery once, and the rate of fire really wasn't that much lower. At the very most, it dropped about 100 RPM down to 700 rounds a minute, which is still perfectly acceptable. And at the end of both those videos, I shot at about a good 15 magazines worth on one battery. So the battery lasts a bit longer than the rumors say they do. Now, as I mentioned, I like the look of the Desert Eagle more without the rail. However, I'll go ahead and add the rail and laser for the people that want to see it. Alright, so here we go. Laser is added on. And again, like I said, it's actually a pretty decent laser. Up to looks, opinion-wise, I personally like the look without the laser added on. However, I know a lot of people like lasers and rails, so they put a laser and rail added into the gun just for your pleasure. Okay, so this review is going to be a little bit shorter than the others. I've already covered everything. There's not much to cover with an AEP. But again, this is the only one we're going to be selling. You can find it on our website in the link right below if you would like to buy it. There's also a link below to RDA's forum where you can talk to the community, ask questions. If you have any questions, we have a questions section. You go ahead and ask those questions down there. So with that said, I believe that's the end of RDA's CYMA CM.121 review, or more commonly known as the CYMA Desert Eagle AEP. I made a video under 10 minutes, oh my god!